Howdy Immigration Gang. Welcome to Twins Migrate TV, where we discuss studying and immigrating to the US, Canada or the UK. My twin sister and I migrated to the USA without paying a penny, and this channel explains how you can do the same. It is not well known that EU blue cards exist for immigrants seeking employment abroad. Most people only know about the USA Diversity Visa Lottery, which grants permanent residency to immigrants. A lot of people on our channel are familiar with this excellent program. The DV lottery is extremely difficult to win because there are so many people entering it. The application process takes almost a year to complete. If you do not want to wait for the next DV lottery, you can apply for an EU blue card, which allows you to work in more than 20 countries within the EU without having to wait for the next DV lottery. Yes, that's right. The EU blue card includes 20 countries, including Germany, Sweden, the Netherlands, and Poland. A blue card from the EU allows you to immigrate to most European countries within a few weeks. We've put together this video to explain what a blue card is, what qualifies you for it, how to apply, and how long it will take you to get one. If you meet the eligibility requirements, you will receive your card within 90 days of applying. Watch our channel for more details, like it, and subscribe. If this sounds like something that interests you, sit back and enjoy. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy our videos. You can also leave a comment in the comment section if you want to recommend a video. If you are new, hello and welcome. Let's dive into the video. What is the EU Blue Card? Essentially, the Blue Card is Europe's version of the Green Card, which allows non-EU, EEA nationals to reside and work in the EU. When you obtain a European Blue Card, you are entitled to socio-economic rights as well as the opportunity to become a European citizen. You can then apply for permanent residency in any of the eligible countries and become an EU citizen after receiving the EU Blue Card. The EU Blue Card program is currently supported by 25 European member states. This group consists of Germany, Austria, Belgium, Bulgaria, Croatia, Cyprus, Czech Republic, Estonia, Finland, France, Greece, Hungary, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, Netherlands, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, and Sweden. Note that Denmark, Ireland, and the United Kingdom are not eligible for the program. Blue Card Objectives. A Blue Card program was created by the EU to attract professionals outside of the EU. A Blue Card is a merit-based program in the EU that requires a formal education or professional experience in order to qualify. EU Blue Cards do not award points. You have to have the education or skills or not. The European Blue Card Initiative aims to make Europe the world's most popular destination for migration by establishing the following characteristics. 1. Salary and employment conditions equal to those of nationals. 2. Free movement is allowed within the Schengen zone. 3. A variety of socio-economic rights, including unemployment benefits. 4. Promoting family reunification by providing favorable conditions. 5. Possibilities for permanent residency. 6. A person's right to freedom of association. EU Blue Cards are subject to the following conditions. To qualify for an EU Blue Card, you must meet 3 conditions. Citizenship outside the EU. 1. Your citizenship must be from a country that is not a member of the European Union. Several African countries are eligible for this program. This program is not available to residents of the European Economic Area, EU, Norway, Liechtenstein, Iceland and Switzerland. There are also citizens from overseas countries and territories, OCTs, with constitutional ties with EU member states, such as Pitcairn Island, Montserrat, and Greenland. 2. University degrees or professional experience are required. A blue card from the EU requires either of those. The requirement is one of the most important when applying. An education at the tertiary level or a minimum of 3 years of professional experience in the field is required. It is mandatory to have at least 3 years of work experience to be eligible for this program if you do not possess a bachelor's degree. 3. A binding offer of employment or a contract of employment. EU Blue Cards are issued by various countries based on their own criteria, so their requirements may vary, but you must have an employment offer to receive one. Do well to subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more content like this. Let's now discuss the minimum salary requirements for EU Blue Cards. Non-citizens of the EU who earn salaries above certain thresholds are issued blue cards. It varies from country to country within the EU what the minimum threshold is. The minimum salary requirements for each EU member state are set by each state. There is, however, a general guideline provided by the European Commission. The average gross annual salary in the country where the candidate works must be 1.5 times the EU Blue Card qualifying salary. However, member states may set their own thresholds as long as they meet this minimum requirement. It is common for the minimum salary threshold to differ significantly between countries due to differences in living costs and economic conditions. Check the requirements of the country you are interested in to determine the exact minimum salary threshold for the EU Blue Card program. A blue card can be obtained by submitting the following documents. 1. Complete the application form. It is your responsibility to complete the form honestly and correctly, either by yourself or by your employer. Both copies of the form should be printed and signed. You should submit the form, along with any necessary supporting documents, to the relevant authority. Be sure to keep a copy of the form for your records. 2. A valid passport is required. After your planned departure date, your passport must remain valid for at least 15 more months. Ensure that it is not damaged. The passport must also have at least 2 blank pages in order to be able to attach the visa. Additionally, make sure your passport is up to date and the information on it is accurate. Finally, keep a copy of your passport in a safe place. 3. Pages in your passport are important. Here is the first page with your details and the stamps and stickers for your visa. The last page is usually empty, so it can serve as a reminder of your travels. Make sure to keep the passport in a secure location at all times. 4. Previous passports. It is also necessary to submit any previous passports you may have. You can tie 2 or more old passports together with a rubber band if you have more than one. You can also submit passports that have expired, but they must still be in good condition. Make sure to include the passport numbers for all passports in your application. Any passports that are not included could be delayed or rejected. 5. A few photographs. It is imperative that ICAO standards be met and these photos must be identical. The submitted photos must be in color, with a white plain background, and taken within 3 months of the submission date. The photo should also include the full head, forehead, and ears, and the eyes must be open and clearly visible. The photo should be taken in front view and without headgear. The photo should also have a resolution of at least 600 dpi. 6. Find a company based in the country you wish to work in. There should be a signature from each party involved in the agreement. A 1-year validity period must be provided, as well as a minimum wage requirement. 7. Experience level. It is necessary to possess a university diploma in order to demonstrate your level of professional expertise. You must also demonstrate that you have been working in your field continuously for at least 5 years. Other qualifications, such as certifications, may be taken into account. Additionally, the amount of relevant work experience may be considered in lieu of a diploma. 8. Members of regulated professions must present a certificate. 9. Ensure your CV is up to date. 10. A copy of the application fee payment receipt. 11. There is a requirement for proof of health insurance. 12. Proving that your salary is 1.5 times or 1.2 times higher than that of the hosting state in demand professions. 13. A guarantee that the hosting country's public policy, security, or health will not be compromised. 14. An employer's statement. The employer will write this document to explain the reasons for your employment and the benefits you will receive. Employee compliance with all employer requirements must be confirmed by sponsors in a declaration. The employer will provide this document to the employee as proof of employment. The employer and employee must both sign and date the document for it to be valid. The document must be kept on file for the duration of the employee's employment. Application process for a blue card in the EU. Different EU countries have different requirements for EU blue cards. Each member state decides whether it is necessary for the third country national and/or their employer to apply for the card. Most applicants schedule an appointment with an embassy or consulate in their home country. Few member states accept applications online. Additionally, EU member states can impose a maximum number of third country nationals who are allowed to enter their countries under EU blue cards. To obtain an EU blue card, a €140 application fee is required, and to renew one, a €100 fee is required. The processing of your application may take up to 3 months or 90 days after you submit it. The EU Blue Card processing time is 90 days at the most. Lastly, let's talk about the validity of the EU Blue Card. A Blue Card is valid for 3 years by default. Renewal of your EU Blue Card is possible if your employment contract is extended. You will be granted an EU Blue Card valid for 30 months if your work contract is longer than a year but shorter than 3 years. Upon expiration of the EU Blue Card, you are given an additional 3 months to extend your stay or find another job, if necessary. Applicants who wish to renew their EU Blue Cards should provide a copy of their previous cards. During the processing of your application, which may take up to 90 days, you can work and reside legally in the hosting state. Our next video will compare both the EU Blue Card and the Green Card, so keep an eye out for that video on our page. That's all for this video.